Our next guest plays Mallory Keaton in the new NBC series Family Ties, Justine Bateman. And unlike many shows in television these days, Justine's show is back for another season.
Yes.
You just found out, which has got to be exciting because you did a whole, one series already?
Right. It's hard to wait. You know, you're waiting and you hear rumors, but you don't want to be sure of it until you see it in print.
Yeah, last week we had 3 people on in a row that were all waiting to hear within the week if their show is coming back. I mean, talk about a nervous bunch of people.
And then shows with lower ratings are picked up, and you're saying, wait a minute, we have higher ratings, you know, why aren't we being picked up?
Yeah, you never know what goes on behind those closed doors upstairs.
Yeah.
See, you always got to wonder about that. Now, you've been with the show since the beginning. You play Michael Fox's sister. And he's kind of the smart guy that, I guess we had the guys downstairs were comparing you to George Burns and Gracie Allen in a lot of ways. Are you familiar with Gracie Allen?
No, I'm afraid
Well, that was George Burns' wife.
Yes.
She's not familiar with Gracie. Oh, my God, how old am I? Oh.
But George would always, you know, have the answer to everything, and Gracie would kind of just get it all backwards somehow. Is that the way you look at the role?
No, I don't. Mallory is just, the character I play is just not as involved with school and the stock market as Alex is. He's very much the young businessman.
And he's, well, how old is 12?
He's 22.
He's 22. What am I thinking, 12? 12, yeah.
But he plays 17.
He plays 17. And like you play younger than what you are.
I'm 17 and I play 15.
Yeah. Do you have to play down to...
Not necessarily. It's very different because not only we're based in Ohio, so I'm in the Midwest, and my parents are rather a buffer to the rest of the world. And in my situation, my parents both work. My mom's a stewardess and my dad's a producer, so I had a lot of independence at an early age.
But you grew up here?
I grew up in New York, Massachusetts, Utah, and here.
Oh, so why'd you move around so much?
Well, my dad's jobs took him to different places.
And with your mother being a stewardess, she could
be based anywhere, exactly.
Yeah, that's great. But did your career for you start out here?
Yes. I've only been doing this for a year. I was doing modeling previously, and I decided to do some commercials to pay for my trips to New York.
Oh. Were you one of these people that started out modeling at age 2?
No, not at all. I started...
age 1?
Just when I was 15, started modeling.
Oh, so you 2 years?
Not at all, yes.
Boy, skyrocket to success here. Was it hard to go from modeling to acting that quick?
In a way, because when you model, you're just showing yourself. That's yourself out there, you know, dancing around and posing for the pictures. But when you're acting, you can pretty much hide behind a character. But then again, there's not as much freedom.
Mm-hmm. Well, do you understand this bumper sticker?
Yes, I do.
Because I saw you look at it before when you came in here. And are you a fan of Lee's show?
Unfortunately, yes, because we're going to be opposite them next season.
Ooh.
That's interesting,
So.
isn't it? Yeah.
Does that worry you?
In a way, because I want to see Dynasty.
No, actually, you really shouldn't think about things like that, or worry about things like that. You know, this business of ratings and numbers is over-amplified just a little too much.
I don't.
You
pay
enjoy yourself, exactly.
Yeah.
And if you, so to speak, get good numbers on a weekly basis, then you're all right. You don't necessarily have to beat out Dynasty in that time spot in order to survive. Not really. So I wouldn't even think about things like that. Let Dynasty think about it.
Well,
Because you're going to be competition, you see.
Exactly.
You're going to be new competition, so they will be casting a wary eye that way.
Yeah.
We have a clip. We always have a clip.
Let me
When in doubt, you roll the clip, which we have.
Let's see. In this clip, as I recall, I am trying to convince Alex to take a girl out that I'm not really friends with, but she can get me into sorority if he goes out with her.
Okay, let's take a look at Justine Bateman in Family Ties. It's a whole NBC family there.
Mm-hmm. It works out well with the limousine rides to all the parties, so we don't have to
this guy's got it. He's got it all in the bag here. Limousine rides to parties. How old are you?
14.
And how old do you play on the show?
Well, I think Ricky plays about 12, so around between 12 and 13, I think.
Well, that's great. I mean, both of you on 2 TV series.
Yeah.
That are doing. Silver Spoons is doing well.
Yeah, we got picked up for the second season.
So you're back on for a second season.
Yeah.
Oh, we got to talk to our talent coordinator here. I mean, you guys are hanging around. You're standing over there just minding your own business. Yeah. What do you guys go home and talk about being on TV and who had the toughest day and compare scripts and things like that?
Sometimes we do, but there's never any kind of competition there. We're both very happy for each other when we get roles or on the way to interviews or things like that.
We help each other with our lines, cue each other.
Do you do that? I was wondering if you did that. So you work on your scripts together.
Yeah.
What about schoolwork? Both of you, I guess, go to the studio schools, or whatever they call
it.
Well,
the way that they work it out is you get schoolwork from your enrolled school, but you take the schoolwork to the set and do it there with a tutor. And that's the situation.
Yeah. Now we're in regular schools, though, since we're on hiatus.
Oh, that's no fun. Is it like a drag when you have to go do that?
It's good to get back into the mainstream and get back to kids your age and, you know, what's going on, the newest fads, things like that.
What school do you go to?
Taft High School in Woodland Hills.
Do they recognize you in school?
Sometimes. It's nice when they do and it's nice when they don't.
Yeah. What about you, Jason?
Well, I go to Valley Professional School, and they're kind of, you can figure out by the title, they're kind of prone into kids in the business going to school there. So that's one of the good things about it. You don't get the jealousy that you do in public school, and the teachers are really creative. I mean, cooperative. Cooperative in giving work to the teachers at the set.
Yeah. We talked to a gentleman that grew up in Hollywood. I don't want to say his name, but we'll talk about it when we run the interview. Anyway, Gary Crosby, who is Bing Crosby's son, talked about when he was a kid. It's in his book, in fact, that when he was a kid, that his dad, the limousine driver, would take them to school in the morning, have to park 2 blocks away because when they got in front of the school in a limo, that the other kids, well, he said he got beat up every day. And I said, well, that doesn't seem right. It seemed to me that the kids would rather be around you.
No.
And no?
Because they feel threatened because at this age they're trying to fit in somewhere. They're trying to find their identity. And with us, we've found something we're very comfortable in, and we enjoy it. And that creates a bit of envy.
Oh, let's see. Because I couldn't imagine it, because I thought, when I was a kid, it'd be fun to ride to school in a limo.
I'm one of those people who used to beat Gary Crosby up.
Well, here's a surprise. Gary's back now.
I was a physical instructor at the school and couldn't stand it when he came up in the limousine, so I used to beat him up. I inflicted a lot of violence on Gary. Many years later, we played tennis together. We did.
You're kidding me.
No, I'm not kidding about the tennis.
Oh, okay.
I don't even know if I'm kidding about the violence.
Did you beat him in tennis?
Did I beat him in tennis?
Yeah.
I don't remember. I think we played fairly even. He was a very good competitor. Gary's a fierce competitor.
Uh-huh.
We had a lot of fun, insulting each other mostly.
Yeah, he's like that. He's a lot of fun, yeah. But you started acting when? You don't have to say that. You weren't a child actor,
I started
right?
acting before the Spanish-American War. I sometimes think. I started acting sometime. As a matter of fact, I wasn't very much older than you when I started. I was just a couple of years older than you were when I started.
Good omen.
Yeah, but I was very lucky. I went into a Broadway show immediately, big Broadway hit, and I was off and running.
Well, no kidding, right into a Broadway show?
Right into a Broadway show. Big smash hit Broadway show called Lady in the Dark.
Did you find after that, after you did like a smash Broadway show, then you maybe went on to a film or whatever, that it was easier for you to get into that? Now, you two started right in television.
Yeah.
Would that be a real challenge for you to get, say, into a play, a Broadway play, or even a play out here?
It's entirely different.
You get a little bit nervous because if you mess up on a line, there's no saying, oh, sorry, a second take.
Can I take that again?
Yeah, and the live audience isn't so scary because we do that with our tape shows in front of a live audience, and that's, if anything, that's good because you get sort of a response. You get kind of encouraged when people laugh at your jokes or the writer's jokes or how you deliver your lines and character.
So now in Dynasty, there's no live audience around.
No, the only live audience is the crew, and they do a lot of laughing. Oh, look, he did it again, forgot the line. Oh, look at that. Look at that. His pants are too tight. Oh, and, that kind of thing goes on.
Is that a lot intimidating to you when the crew stands behind the cameras and talks, and you're doing some kind of a heavy lines where, like, he's over there?
Oh, no, they wouldn't dare, because they know that I inflicted physical violence against
Gary Crosby.
So they're very careful about me.
They've read about you in Gary's
very
book.
quickly, yeah.
You're taking a trip this summer when you get out of Taft High School.
I'm going to go to Malta, which is where my grandmother was born and brought up, and my mother was born there too. It's an island in the Mediterranean.
Jeez.
That should be fun.
Is there any family left there?
I'm not sure. I think there still is. A lot of friends.
Do they have TV on Malta?
I don't think so.
No cable on.
No.
They got CNN on Malta. It's all it counts. Are you going also?
Not on that trip. I think I wanted to go to Paris. I learned French this year. I want to go to Paris.
14,
I have to explain. My mother's a stewardess.
Yeah.
So traveling is easy for us.
You're going to go to Paris to speak French?
To kind of practice.
I'd like to punch you out also. Good for you.
Had a guy one time from France says Paris is a great place to visit in the summertime if you speak Japanese. Because he says that all the people in France leave and it's nothing but tourists.
Yeah.
So maybe you got the wrong language. Could be in big trouble there, Jace. You must get a lot of fan mail.
Moderate.
Well,
Moderate?
it depends on
What is moderate?
Not too much.
about.
Where we can answer them personally. It's not so overwhelming that we have to send it to a service.
Would you answer your own?
I'm sorry?
Do you answer your own?
Yes.
Yeah. You do also?
Mhm.
That's nice. And Lee, of course, has got the 10-year-old girl that thinks Blake...
I dictate mine because I can't write.
Slave driver.
Never could write. Slave driver. I got to teach this kid to play stickball once when this program. You don't know what stickball is, do you? It's a form of
see it in
baseball.
movies.
It's a form of baseball. It's a form of baseball we used to play in the streets of New York City with a broomstick cut off, and you had to hit a small rubber ball. Then you ran the sewers for bases. It's a lot of fun.
They play something like that now on ice called broom ball.
Oh, yes?
Yeah, and they do the same thing. They put tape on the bottom of they cut off a broom and put tape on it.
Ah,
You'd have to play stickball in an intersection.
yes.
His home plate was one sewer and the other...
Exactly.
We played that.
I used to fall down the sewer sometimes.
It also was tough to move the bases.
Yes. Because you had to move all that
No
sludge.
stealing.
We're waiting for another guest.
Is that what oh, are we? Are we waiting for Godot?
We're gonna take a little break and then look at the car of the future, which probably now is the car of the present.